Go, go, Power Rangers. The Power Rangers. Power Rangers is the newest attempt at a franchise which is still brought to us by the creator Saban, who did the incredible phenomenon TV series that started in the 90s and is still going on as of today. Now after a couple of films that they did in the 90s, they thought maybe let's make a newer one now, get a franchise going, which follows the Mighty Morphin plot where it's 5 teenagers who have attitude, just live their ordinary life to school. One is a jock, one is a nerd, one is a social outcast, one is athletic, one is very energetic. One day they just get called in by Zordon and Alpha, and they tell them they're the Power Rangers. They have to train and stop all that is evil. And then they get their suits and they get their Zords, and we follow our heroes there. I was wondering, okay, I said this before, I love the Power Rangers, one of my favorite things from my childhood. I was very skeptical, as in, how could this turn out really? I was very hyped for it, but in a way where I knew this could fail. I was not disappointed so far with anything, whether it was posters, trailers. I felt like there was a little bit too much news coming out, whether eventually we started getting closer with the clips, but still, I walked around it and make sure not to spoil myself too much, and I still really was hoping for some good out of this movie, and I really enjoyed it. I liked it so much. It really just, for me, speaking as the fan of the original few seasons, it reminded me so much. I loved how it had elements of just the cheesiness that it has of the Power Rangers. You have things like Zordon, Alpha 5, just those henchmen, the putties. You have names Rita and Goldar, just things like that are in there. And how they have to protect the world, and how they had to team up with Megazord. Just those things, just the funness the essence I love the Power Rangers. There was Easter eggs from time to time, so those that just were familiar for the source would get that and just have a good time just seeing how this lore of the Power Rangers expanded in this and changed up things a little bit. I felt like it did it justice. It did it in a way where it wasn't making fun of the previous, but kind of enhancing more, improving a little bit more, modernizing it where it would work more. And I like how it just also updated just how the characters are going through in their everyday high school lives. Seeing that, how really in this take, how a kid would go through just these tough times, seeing it just be more relatable in that aspect. And I just like how it realized that some of the things from the previous Power Rangers really wouldn't make sense now. And I like how they poked fun at things like that. Still felt like they were still doing the mission they needed to for the Power Rangers, but in a way where it's just like, it was very simple, cheap, easy, cheesy, just made no sense back then. Now let's try to at least explain it a little bit, not convoluted, but make it realize where, yeah, we notice where some of these things are very flawed. Let's give it some substance. It might have not worked back then, but we can make it work now. 5 kids, the 5 actors they chose for this, really one of the best things probably this movie is those kids. It's just, they're all good actors. Just the performances they have for each of them, I really bought it. I really bought with what they were going through, just the tough times, and just when they were having fun, when they were bonding, when they had their struggles and just their ups and downs. I just love seeing them come together. They really came to be a little family. This really earned the title to be a family. They were all good actors. I really don't want to pick, because every person had something for me to understand for, really, whether it was health issue, social issue, just any kind of thing. I really liked how each person built up a little bit the other and just brought them all as one whole. Put them together as your own. Bryan Cranston is kick-ass as Zordon. He is a great actor, as everybody knows from Breaking Bad. Just he brings that gravitas as Zordon. Gives him the mentally advice like the old one, just a little bit more harsh, more strict. I can see that now, like father, motherly figure. Alpha 5, Bill Hader, his voice, really more subtle, just normal Bill Hader. It's not really how he always is. As you can tell in the Alpha days, he was very, yeah, oh my god, everything's going to shit. And this, they really tone it back. You can still see the annoyed as Alpha 5, but I really liked him. He's really a little bit more laid back. Kressel was a little bit more hard on them, on the Rangers. Alpha wasn't, but it fits so well just having the buttle go like that. The action just kicked ass. When it paid off, it paid off. I like seeing the Megazords. Just I like how they were more separate. They needed to work first as a team before they can come and assemble as a Zord. So I like seeing that. Just had a smile. I was just having a blast. And then the Megazord comes out, and then they're ready to face Goldar. It felt so good. There were some parts here and there that would take itself maybe a little bit over dramatic, just be melodramatic. And yes, some characters might be a little bit more different as opposed to the others, but I saw it in a way where it felt good to have that from time to time. It's not a perfectly good movie, but as a Power Rangers movie, it's just something I was reminded of. It's a very subjective film. I'm gonna have to give the Power Rangers a B. Let me know, guys, what you thought of this movie. How does this compare to you just with the series? All this in the comments below. And as always, roll on Empire, laugh, smile, repeat.